2024 Hyundai Santa Fe first look, working from back to front. Audi's optional trick suspension makes the 621 horsepower super sedan even more capable. The Audi RS6 Avant performance gets all the attention, and understandably so. It's a 621 horsepower supercar slayer with room for 5 folks in their luggage. But hey, don't forget about the Avant's slicked roof, mechanically identical sibling, the RS7 Performance. As with the RS6, the RS7 earned some extra horsepower for the 2024 model year with the performance trim in the US. The twin-turbocharged 4.0-liter V8 now pumps out 621 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque, which propels the fastback to 60 miles per hour in just 3.3 seconds and on to a top speed of 177 miles per hour if you go for the Bronze Edition, or limited to 150 miles per hour in standard trim. Granted, these two cars basically identical from a driving and engineering standpoint, the RS7 has a slight 55-pound weight advantage. But they can have disparate personalities depending on how you spec them. While the RS6 I drove at the same event had air suspension, the RS7 got the steel coils. The Sport Suspension Plus with Dynamic Ride Control, DRC, makes the biggest difference to the overall dynamics. Available on both the RS6 Avant and RS7, DRC adds fixed coil springs with adjustable dampers and carbon ceramic stoppers, as opposed to the standard air ride and steel brakes. And off the bat, one thing is obvious, DRC makes the RS7 stiff as hell. Where the standard air suspension offers a nice variation of softness and sportiness, DRC ditches any semblance of comfort for performance on top of performance. So unless you have a track in your backyard or live on a road with the smoothest pavement on planet Earth, the RS7 with DRC is tough to recommend as a daily driver. But if you have a knack for aggressive driving, all the time, everywhere you go, and don't mind rattling your kids around in the back seat, DRC does have huge benefits. The 3-way adjustable dampers give the RS7 better roll and pitch stabilization, which helps counter body movements. So while the ride is indeed ultra stiff, it also yields less body roll and gives the car a more planted feel. Lee's proud not only of the re-engineered rear opening and cargo space, but also the flatter load floor when the second and third rows are down. And from an exterior styling standpoint, he's super jazzed about the Santa Fe's new rear light banks located in the bumper area, a cue that's reminiscent of several SUVs produced in the 80s. Everything old is new again. You could say similar things about the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe's overall style, a look that harkens back to several squared-off SUVs of yore, with modern, updated touches. Call it a Botox box. What jumps out at you from the first glance at its face are the H-pattern LED headlamps. The lights can do a choreographed dance as you approach, and they're H-shaped at the rear, as well, and a lower trim piece that forms an elongated H. It's not just a style thing, either, as there are several elements in the vehicle's frontal area that aid with airflow. Despite its blocky look, the Santa Fe's 0.29 drag coefficient is hugely impressive, and engineers said aerodynamic lessons learned from its recent electric vehicles help lower the number. At the sides, Lee emphasized the profile's smooth approach with a lack of busy lines. One of the vehicle's standout exterior features is an integrated exterior grab handle in the C-pillar space that aids with accessing the roof area. The Santa Fe models we saw were shod with 21-inch wheel and tire packages, though 18s and 20s will likely be available, too. 11 available color schemes are highlighted by earthy tones, including 2 we saw, terracotta orange and rockwood green pearl. The new Santa Fe's higher roofline allows for more headroom for the second row. Captain's chairs and the 60/40 bench are available, and passengers are also treated to more legroom than before. For a vehicle that's marketed as a mid-size SUV, we found the third row to be spacious enough to seat ample-sized adults in relative comfort. Hyundai told us the 2024 Santa Fe's overall cargo space is class-leading and far bigger than the outgoing model's 72 cubic feet, and we saw nothing to dispute that in our time with the vehicle. Once you step inside and settle into the driver's seat, a relaxation seat with a leg rest is available for the front seats. You're borderline overwhelmed by how much has changed from the outgoing model. One of the bigger moves Hyundai engineers made was relocating the shift lever to the steering column, which further opened up the center console to not 1, but 2, count 'em, 2 wireless phone charging pads, backed up by a pair of copious cup holders. Underneath all that is another large space designed to hold more of your stuff. There's even a UVC sanitizer tray in the upper passenger glove compartment to help sterilize gear like your phone, one of multiple passenger-oriented stowage spaces. Another super cool feature in the Santa Fe's front row is the first-of-its-kind center storage cover that can open either from the front or the rear, making second-row access possible. Replacing the outgoing Santa Fe's instrument panel and infotainment screen is a digital widescreen arrangement with two 12.3-inch screens oriented squarely toward the driver, the kind of tech that's becoming widely available in newer vehicles. But while the punchy graphics and touchscreens provide plenty of pop, according to Lee, the team made sure to keep key functions available via hard push buttons. The safety-related buttons are all hard case. It has to be because it has to be intuitive, Lee said. Eyes on the road, hands on the wheel. As for the interior's general design aesthetic, the H-pattern theme carries through to the interior air vents and dashboard elements, creating an inside-out symmetry. Each row gets more than its share of vents and cup holders and charging ports that are competitive with the Santa Fe's SUV competition. Materials and fit and finish in the vehicles we examined were luxury-leaning in their overall appearance and execution. Hyundai also offers a laundry list of standard and available safety, convenience, and advanced driver assistance technology for the new Santa Fe, including an advanced smartphone key feature, new driver attention systems, all manner of lane keeping, blind spot warning, and other safety nannies, in the latest iterations of its smart cruise control and driving assist. There's so much going on inside and out with the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe that it's easy to lose sight of what powers and underpins it, and perhaps that's by design. Company officials weren't all that eager to showcase this side of the new SUV, and that's because most of it isn't new. Although versions of all four of the existing Santa Fe's powertrain options will be available worldwide, only two are confirmed for the US model thus far. A massaged version of the automaker's 2.5-liter turbo inline-4 paired with an 8-speed twin-clutch automatic will be the volume sales powertrain. The engineering team was duly proud it got the engine certified as super low emissions, SULEV 30, while keeping the power roughly the same as the existing version's 277 horsepower and 311 pounds-to-foot of torque, an achievement that took more than a fair amount of development work. The other is the base hybrid with its 1.6-liter turbo 4+ electric motor and 6-speed automatic, which also looks to provide roughly the same output as the present Santa Fe at 178 horsepower and 195 pounds-to-foot. Both powertrains should be less potent than before due to the fact the new Santa Fe, at least from what has been reported so far, will be on the order of 600 pounds heavier than the present model, depending on trim. It's a far bigger vehicle now, and by extension that makes it a lot heavier, despite significant weight-saving measures. But beyond that, Hyundai, like every other automaker on the planet, is rushing headlong toward the full electrification of its fleet. This is almost certainly the last time we'll see a gas-powered engine in a Santa Fe, or even a base hybrid, for that matter. Hyundai's no doubt hedging its bets that what the new Santa Fe offers as a whole will overshadow the powertrains. It's a good bet. Other than the power, Hyundai made some minor hardware changes, most notably updates to bushings and other areas to improve noise, vibration, and harshness. Overall vehicle stiffness is improved, as are steering components, and there's a new variable frequency damping system that helped engineers better tune the suspension for on and light off-road duty. Although its major suspension components are largely carryover from the outgoing Santa Fe, the changes should make for a slightly better handling SUV. The takeaway: don't expect the base 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe to attack any hardcore trails. Yes, this is a vehicle designed with outdoor lifestyle types in mind, but for light off-roading at best. That said, at the event, Hyundai showed off a Beast Mode XRT model that looked as though it could go Rubicon hunting tomorrow. Everyone was tight-lipped about it, but it certainly appears Hyundai is more than thinking about producing an XRT Santa Fe that may actually be capable of big boy off-pavement action. We'll see. Hyundai is in the process of launching the 2024 Santa Fe in Korea right now, but it'll take another 6 months or so before we see it on sale here, sometime early in 2024. Pricing and other final details will be revealed just prior to its official US launch in November, but expected to start somewhere in the $45,000 range and move up from there. The new Santa Fe is a huge swing from Hyundai. It's an SUV that already has tongues wagging, and in a segment where standing out is more than half the battle, that's huge. Add to that its myriad upgrades in areas customers typically care about the most, and it's shaping up to be a vehicle you may eventually see running down a dusty trail in the wilds of Santa Fe, looking for adventure.